I'll be letting you know how core can benefit you. A lot of people don't like to do core because they don't care about having a flat stomach or about having abs, but it's really not about that. It's about how your whole body can be strong, stemming from the core. And third, I'll be giving you little core hacks between me and you, just to help you throughout your day, where you don't have to go to the gym, you don't have to put on workout clothes. It's just a way throughout your day to be conscious of your core. All right, let's go do some core. Welcome to Core on the Floor. Now let's explore Supermans and planks. I chose Supermans first because I wanted people to know that core is not only about abdominals. There are a lot of other muscles involved, and one of them are muscles in the back. So on the right here, if you already are familiar with Supermans, this is a variation you can try. But over to the left, what I decided to do was just show that you don't have to do both legs or one arm and one leg at the same time. You can do Supermans just by doing one leg, or you can do it by just doing one arm. You do want to make sure that your core is tight, so tighten those abdominals, obliques, just tighten up the whole stomach while you are doing this. And again, over to the right, it just shows a little bit more advanced. And make sure you are breathing through all of this. And once you get a little more advanced with those beginner moves, you can lift both legs at the same time, and you can also try both arms at the same time. You do want to squeeze those muscles. Squeeze when you go up, and from here you can go ahead and try one arm and one leg. That would have been in the more advanced video you saw to the right earlier. Now here you see me doing a variation of planks. Again, over to the right is going to be, if you're already familiar with it, you can go ahead and take those knees off the ground right away. And on the left, you'll see that you can just, take one leg off at a time if you're not able to take both. You always just want to make sure you have a straight line from your knees to your shoulders, no matter what variation you're in. And again, over to the right, we're going to show planks. This is a side plank, and that is if you are advanced already. And here you'll see the variation. If you cannot quite get off the ground yet, you can just keep that bottom knee on the ground. And if you do want to get up, you can just stagger your feet. They don't have to be on top of each other. And here we go again. You just see the variations of planks that you can do. The other one was elbow. This one is hand to elbow now. You see how I adjusted my arms and, my hands under my shoulders. You do want to make sure your hands are directly under your shoulders when you're doing the exercise. Now, if you got all of those down pretty good, you can grab a ball. And with the ball, what you can do is just go up into that plank, the ones that's on the hands. Again, you want to make sure when you go up, your arms are going to be aligned. So you want those wrists right under your shoulders and body straight. And you want to just pull those knees in and back out. And you want to keep that straight line from your shoulders to your glutes. Now let's explore bridges and leg lifts. So core can actually really benefit you. A lot of people just like to do abs, crunches, sit-ups, but that's actually not the way for your abs to come out and show the way you want them to. Working on your entire core, since it does involve other things like your hip flexors, your glutes, your back, your obliques, not just the abdominals. Things like this, what I'm doing here, these bridges, they do just really help your whole core, and it will help your core to show more the way you want it to, as opposed to just doing crunches and sit-ups like I said before. And here, there's just different varieties of doing them. There's really no right way. You can lift one leg at a 90-degree angle. You can lift it at a 45-degree angle. You can, like I'm gonna do here, use the ball. And you can use the ball by putting one leg on or both legs on. Here I will just show where I'm just gonna do one leg at a time. You do want to just make sure you lift and still get that straight line. And over to the right, you see that I have both feet on. You are a little bit more wobbly, but this is a great exercise just to help you stabilize everything. Either one you choose, whatever level you're at, just go for it. You can try a lot of different variations, whether on the ground or on the ball. It really is just your choice. Have fun with it. It's a really, really great workout and a great way to just really strengthen your core. All right, now let's get into these leg lifts. These are very exciting for me because they get those lower abdominals, and who does not want to get rid of the little pooch that we have in our lower abdominals? So I'm just going to do a very simple form of leg lifts. You want to make sure your leg is at a 90-degree angle, and you want to make sure that your back is glued to the floor. You don't want any kind of arches. You want to protect your back at all times, and you just lift up. Oh, there we go. You do not want that. Make sure that you pull everything in towards the floor. You do not want to be able to put your arm through your back. You don't want to arch there. That is very important. We don't want any injuries. You want to just relax those shoulders down away from your ears. And here you go. We have that 90-degree angle again. And again, you just lift and lower, lift and lower. You can continue to do that. If you feel comfortable with this, you can also do both legs at the same time, but just take it at your own pace. If you feel comfortable, you can also lift your legs and lower one leg at a time. So there's also a lot of variations with this. There's a lot more than what I'll do here, but for time's sake, again, from here, you could also lower both legs. So it's really your choice, really what you want to do and what's good for your lower abdominals and your core. Okay, so from here, I'm showing a different variation of leg lifts. If you're over on the right with me, it just makes it a little bit harder if you go ahead and put those arms above your head. Another way people do this is putting their hand under their butt, but I don't really like to do that because I like to just, have my core strengthened. But once you do this, you still want to just make sure that you don't have that arch, right? So right here, what I like to do, instead of putting my butt down, I just like my feet to go down as far as they can without my back arching. And I know that that's the level that I should be at, and that's okay. Your feet don't have to go all the way to the floor or near the floor. All right, now let's explore some core hacks, my favorite. All right, so I know we all have desk jobs and look dreary like me. You don't want to be sitting slumped over. You want to actually tighten that core. And if you can see, I'm doing a little laughing movement. If you ever notice when you laugh, your core automatically tightens up. You want that feeling, and you want to roll back your shoulders, keep them down away from your ears. And that is a really good position to sit in all day. Oh, and don't forget your glasses if you need them. Very important for exploring your joy and being healthy. Eye health. Health is health, right? So let's get back to those little core hacks. What you can do from here while you still keep everything tight, with those shoulders rolled back, you can lift up your leg, because what did we learn? Those glutes are a part of core, and this is a great exercise for those. And while you're working, you can get a little bit of exercise in, right? And what you want to do is scoot yourself to the edge of your chair for this one. And what you're going to do is just squeeze your glutes. So you don't want anything but your glutes on the chair. So not your hamstrings. And as you can see, I'm squeezing my glutes. You can do one at a time, or you can do both at a time. And for me, you don't want your knee to go over your toe. You always want to make sure that your knee does not go over your toe. And here, you can lift a little bit. If you're not able to lift, that's where that squeezing comes in. You just squeeze, squeeze, and eventually before you know it, you actually will be lifting off a little bit. So there you go. Core hacks, you are welcome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. Please tune in next week as we are going to the beach and we are going to have a personal trainer who is going to help you explore your joy and help me explore my joy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you do not miss a thing. Mwah.